Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Untitled Lady Show.
What up,
Hello.
everybody?
Hey, y'all.
Hello. Hi, everyone. It is so
Hi.
wonderful to be with you all on this Friday. Wow, that sentence was really hard. Welcome to another Untitled Lady Show. We have a very jam-packed show today, so I am just going to speed right onto it. The first segment that we are doing today is the lovely Signal Boost.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Here we go.
Are you not ready?
1 second. Sorry.
Is it
I
happening?
saw our chat pop up, and since I'm just sharing the screen, I was like, I'll just click on it, and then I forgot. I'm like, oh, we can see the whole thing. Anyways.
Okay, cool. Meow, meow, meow,
Meow, meow.
let me know when it's up, and then I'll just keep going.
We're good. We're good.
Cool. All right, Signal Boost. So, great thing about Signal Boost is that we are all going to share something that we want to promote today. And I am going to start with Chantel.
It's me. Thank you, Kritem.
Welcome.
So I found I don't remember how I found this Instagram account. Honestly, I think it was maybe a meme that someone had shared on their Insta stories, and so then I went to her profile. Her name is Waste Free Marie. Let me just say what she kind of like is self-described as. But she's really, really cool. She's this young gal named Marie Beecham. And she says, advocating for people and the planet. And it's welcoming beginners to climate and racial justice. And so she does a lot of those kind of like viral memes that you're seeing people share on Instagram. And then she also does just like completely informational videos. And so she has a Patreon. She also lists her Venmo and her PayPal to make sure that, because what she's doing is work, it is labor. And so it's only right for us to be supporting her. She's basically an educator. Yeah. And so I watched her video. She basically just kind of did a full oral retelling of Ava DuVernay's documentary 13th. And so it was great to even just have that on, because you all know I love Ava DuVernay. She's my idol, whatever. We know this. And so it's like I've watched like all her work, and all her work is like super important. And she's basically just given like kind of like a textbook introduction to everyone that is like wanting to learn about essentially like what modern day slavery is and the prison system. And so Marie just did a full oral retelling. And so I was able to just kind of like put my AirPods back on, make sure that I'm like really sort of like digesting everything that I need to know. And so I was just like listening to that while I was just like putting my laundry away. And so it's like an hour-long video. She does multiple videos. She has amazing like memes and stuff on there that are all like very educational. So I wanted to signal boost Waste Free Marie because she's doing great work.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to follow her right now.
The Lord's work, if you will. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, she is. She is. She's doing.
Entered the chat.
She's like making sure that like she's just one of the many people that is like kind of providing the education that we should have been learning in school that we haven't. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Jen, you are up. What are you signal boosting today?
Oh, hi, Kristen. Well, hey there. Yeah, so today I'm going to be signal boosting an organization that is currently accepting donations. So it is the BTFA Collective, which stands for Black Trans Femmes in the Arts. And so I'll just read their mission statement. The mission of the BTFA Collective is to connect the community of Black trans women and non-binary femmes in the arts and to build power among ourselves. That's their mission. And right now, if you visit their Twitter, which is at BTFA Collective, they have a link tree in their bio. And so they're currently fundraising to support Black trans protesters. They have an emergency fund. And then they have their like main fund, which is to support Black trans femmes in the arts. They're a really cool organization. I've donated to them before. and they make it really easy because they're on Cash App and they're on Venmo.
Nice.
So if you want to check it out, I will link their link tree in my Instagram bio when the episode is over, but also you can just visit their socials at BTFA Collective. They're very cool. So yeah, that's what I'm signal boosting.
Awesome.
Yay.
Cool. All right. Freddie, what's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Okay, so I'm going to signal boost, excuse me, the Black Futures Lab. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted this morning about phenomenally Black, which is an organization. And by buying one of those t-shirts, if you are Black, which I highly encourage, some of those proceeds go to the Black Futures Lab, which is an organization dedicated to amplifying Black voices in regards to policy and politics through two main initiatives. So they have the Black Census Project, which, if you're familiar with the census, it's pretty much the same thing except hyper-focused on Black communities and getting that data. And then the Black to the Future Project, which uses the information collected from the Black Census Project to write and implement policies for policymakers and for leadership to hopefully implement and just make our lives just better, you know, in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, that's my organization. I think they're dope, and their website is also really dope. So visit
That's
it.
awesome, Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm speeding this right along. Devin, what's going on? What's your signal boost?
So my signal boost is also on Instagram, an organization and business called Loom. And Loom is a empowering education from periods to parenting. And they're just a really great community in Los Angeles that goes around and teaches folks about vaginal health and sex through like a very like inclusive, amazing lens. And they are also promoting a petition to save the MLK Community Hospital in South LA because they're moving to defund that hospital. And there's a lot of, there's like a huge maternity ward in that community hospital that would lose funding, and that's not good, not in times like these. So sign the petition, check out their Instagram. It's just like beautiful, like calming, beautiful information. Like, look how lovely this grid is. And it's here to tell you us about our vaginas if you got one. And I really love them. So yeah, Loom.
Awesome.
Oh.
Not last but not least, it's my turn. Wow. Okay, so today for my signal boost. Wow. Okay. I'm going too fast, and I just slow down. Today for my signal boost, I want to signal boost Patrice J. Williams. So you all know that I love thrifting and I love finding little gems, but obviously as a plus size person, it's a little harder. The great thing about this is that Patrice has written a book that you can get for $4 on Kindle about finding awesome stuff in thrift stores. She's like really good. She's been like talking about this and writing about this for like a long time. So I really just wanted to signal boost her. It's a really cool book. She's a really cool person. I am retweeting this on my Twitter right now. So if you want to see it, it's right there. But it's like, come on, it's, you know, it's a steal. It's a steal. You're supporting it's a steal. It's a steal. And you're supporting someone who really knows what they're talking about in an area that I feel like we all kind of need a lot of help on, especially right now. So that's
Yeah.
mine.
I love this artwork on it.
Yeah,
Cute.
it's super cute. It's like a little roses in the flower. It's adorable.
Yeah.
Here for it. Cool.
Cute.
And that's end signal boost.
Amazing signals, y'all.
Yeah.
So many good bat signals.
Our next segment is a newly added crowd favorite. It is called it is called Homes We Can't Afford. I was like, it like showed up weird on my computer, and I was like, why? But it's fine.
Wow.
So, in today's edition of Homes We Can't Afford, we have Devin saying her dream house, which is a house that she cannot afford. I have the first two pictures queued up here, and we'll kind of do what we did with mine last time, which is like a couple different slides with different pics on each of them slides.
All right, are y'all ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is already dramatic.
This is a bit.
This is a bit. Get ready for the bit.
Okay, we're ready.
All right. Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to my new home.
Oh wow.
The chaise divine.
The full bit.
This is a little bit. Welcome to my house. As you'll see, when you come into Le Chaise Divine, we are greeted with this warm, inviting kitchen lit deck, whatever, kitchen lights are on the deck, you know what I mean, with the shingles. The kitchen is very warm. Do y'all see the blue wallpaper in the background?
I do.
Blue sky. I was like, yeah.
So cute. Look at how this kitchen is open. So like if I'm cooking, I can still like direct traffic in my house and boss people around like I like to. Yeah, thoughts, feelings, your first reflections on Chaise de la Divine?
I love the yard.
Yeah, the yard definitely looks like a Pottery Barn ad. In a really good way.
Wait, the yard, you say?
Yeah, the entrance.
Oh, wow. I like, for some reason, I could only see the picture of the kitchen, and I'm like, what is this yard we're speaking of? Okay. Love the yard. Kitchen, very warm. Lots of wood finishing. I would have loved to see some different cabinetry, maybe, but in general.
Yeah, here's Eugene. I love it. Keep it going.
But in general, I love the layout of the kitchen.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's continue on in my chaise. I think chaise actually means chair, but in this case, in this world, it's a house.
Yeah, I was just like, why are you saying chaise over and over again?
Are you thinking chalet?
Or chateau?
Shay means house. Shay. Yeah.
All right, well.
Oh, Shay.
Shay.
Like chaise ass cheese.
I'm dead.
You heard me.
Sorry.
All right, so now we're going to come in to the potty and to the dining room. And this is like more of a close-up look at that cute wallpaper you saw before. And we have like kind of a like almost Dutch pattern, you know, like the tile that they have in Amsterdam over there in the bathroom. It's cute, it's warm, it's inviting, it's quirky, like me.
I really love this.
I have thoughts on the pedestal sink. I feel like pedestal sinks. My hot take about
splashy.
I think pedestal sinks are sexist. Because there's no room for any of our products.
You're right.
Oh, that's true.
There's other cabinetry.
Is this like a half bath? Like this is what the half bath
This is
looks
like a guest. This is the guest bathroom.
Yeah,
And
Like a powder room.
I would
yell at me for this, but I strongly feel like pedestal sinks are not very practical, and I counter space their friend.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
know what, I
tell
agree.
that to my landlord.
I have a pedestal sink in my home, and yeah, it's truly a challenge. But I kind of like the way. I mean, I think if you have like a half bath or a guest bathroom, it's fine. You know.
Yeah, it's a half bath.
I really like all the wallpaper here. I really love that sort of dining room wallpaper. I really love the bathroom wallpaper. It just adds a little splash. Adds a little bit of like a je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, right. Well, if you like wallpaper, sister, come with me down this way, down the hallway.
Love the
Come on, wallpaper sister.
Come on. I'm waiting for the pictures to come up. So we're walking down the hallway. Does anyone need me to freshen up their drinks while we're here? We're passing through the kitchen.
Do you have any peaches?
Let me check. Okay, here we go. Look at these cute little bedrooms. I don't know how I feel about, because it's a lot of, well, it's an accent wall with wallpaper. And so these really cute little girl bedrooms.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I like how it looks with the wood ceilings. Like I like how it looks with the rafters.
Yeah, I love the wood ceilings.
It's a good contrast.
Can we get a little bit of background on this home, Dev? How much does it cost? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms?
Is it
You know what? It is a steal at $1.6 million.
Uh-huh.
It's a steal. And it is in it's in Echo Park, in the Echo
Okay.
Park Hills. I know. And it's I can not slack you, or I'll text you the address because I have already walked by.
Ooh.
hmm
And then is it
Um,
a bedroom?
it is 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
There's a couple bedrooms that aren't pictured here, and there's also like a little loft guest room situation too.
Ooh.
And it's in Hillside, so you'll see. Oh, you'll see.
Cute. Wow.
I love a hillside.
That is nice.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's nice.
You have
This is
something
my
to
dream
go
house,
about.
actually.
Oh man.
All right, so let's keep walking.
Where are we going
Like,
to next?
Makes me so sad.
Maybe outside on the deck.
On the
Oh
deck?
yes, there's a couple decks. I love our outdoor space. Y'all
Oh,
know I
yeah.
love entertaining. I love happy hour.
You do.
Oh,
You love
this is
hosting. You're great at it.
Mhm.
And also
Mhm.
outdoor spaces are so crucial, especially right now in this
Mm-hmm.
this world we're living
Yeah.
in.
These are both belonging to the same house. These are such
Yeah.
spiritually different decks. That's crazy.
I mean, one's on top of the other, right?
yeah.
Now
Oh, okay.
I
That
did not understand.
yeah, I didn't really get it either.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, you know what? Sorry, guys. The one on the left is a sunroom.
I wish I had a
So-
sunroom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
I think
sunroom.
it wasn't an open air basement.
No. Yeah, so that's the deck. Look at that tree that is just peeking up and over on the top deck. Oh, she's gorgeous.
This looks really nice.
This is
And
where I
the view-
breakfast.
The view of downtown looks nice too.
Yeah. All right, come on, ladies, let's go. Let's keep yogging around the house.
Oh, we're gonna yog. We are yogging.
It's waiting for the thing to change.
Yeah, just I love an outdoor space. So look at these little additions. That's the like guest house that's adjacent to the house. That's where I would have my pole studio.
Ooh.
It's a playroom, which is cute, but no, that's where I would teach my pole classes.
Not the playroom for you.
Yes, no, it's my playroom, exactly.
Yeah,
And then look at the cute little swing in the yard. Oh my god.
That yard looks really cute and probably pretty spacious. I can't really see, but
Oh, just wait. I included a pic of the yard.
I love the swing. Like there's something about a swing that's just like so enchanting.
it's very,
I'm being silly, but I'm being serious.
there's like a
When
real
I
whimsy to
see
swing.
a swing, I'm just kind of like, the giving tree makes me sad.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like it's this sort of like happy, sad feeling of like childhood. I'm no longer a child. I'm an adult. I have bills. I need money.
Yeah. Exactly.
I must sell my swing for food.
Guys, this segment is like, it really puts us through it. It's really it evokes a lot of feelings.
oh
this
yeah.
segment.
Oh yeah.
Really, truly. Surprisingly,
Well, come on, keep going, ladies. You bring your feelings down this way because I have more of this house to show you.
But more?
to our
wait.
final slide.
Yeah. It has this like cabiny feel to it too that I really love. That's like in the bottom part of the yard, and there's a trampoline. Kristen
Whoa.
just walked to her checkbook
had
right
to- I
now.
had to
She's
come to her.
walked to her checkbook. She's gonna write a check for this house. She wants to buy it, but you know what?
I
You
will pay
can't.
them in one peach pit.
I like that the fireplace has an attic.
Yeah, that's where I would bake my broads.
Wait, so let's break down this outdoor. What is this cobblestone? What's happening here?
Yeah, where geographically is any of this?
That's just a little area, Fred. This house has a lot of little areas for
Ooh.
witchcraft and to hang,
And new moons.
new moons, places for me to like wander and smoke a joint and then forget
Yes.
while I'm there, which is what I do.
Ah,
to sit and then say, how did I get here?
And why did I smoke that joint?
Why did I do this?
Why am I?
How am I?
And I text things to the
I'm
group
really-
like, I'm floored.
Well, would you ever consider getting a hot tub into one of these outdoor areas?
Absolutely. I would probably actually sub out the trampoline for a hot tub.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Get
love
right
it.
on that, Devin, for our sake.
Give me the
You
trampoline.
can make that happen.
Yeah, I'll give you the
Much
trampoline. So
appreciated.
thank you so much for coming to Chez de la Vigne. It's changed so many
Devin, that
times.
was cool.
Cute,
Thank you.
Deb. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dev.
Thank you, Devin.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's an
If
amazing
anyone in the
house.
chat, wants to buy me the house, they can.
Well, now you're wealthy enough that you're selling your $1.6 million home.
I
You're
have
like,
to
this was just
go.
not enough space. It simply was not.
We outgrew it.
I need to double that amount. I need to spend 4.12%.
4.12.
I just that anyone is selling a $1.6 million home, that anyone even owns a house.
I know. I think all the time it's like people own houses. It's like they own them legally.
It's theirs.
This has been the funniest part of this show, you guys. Us
I know.
processing that.
It's like that scene in Grey's Anatomy where Sandra Oh is like, I need to be somebody sedate me. But seriously.
Oh,
All right. Well,
So
Next segment, Jen, or what?
Right. Yeah. Cool. All right, everybody. So it's time for Feelings Corner. Or the Feelings Corner segment.
mhm.
And yeah, we didn't do an order for this one. So if everyone feels comfortable, I'll just go down the line of my Zoom. So the people to my right, I have Kristen, Chantel, Freddie, Devin. Does that sound okay?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Feelings Corner, Kristen, kick us off. How have you been feeling this week?
I'm feeling fine. I think I have good weeks and I have bad weeks. I feel like this was a great week, honestly. I think this wasn't a great week. Lots going on. Lots going on that like I can't necessarily talk about. But it's I think we're all just kind of trying to take it one day at a time.
Mhm.
Not to sing the Gloria Stefan song, but I think that like I probably could go for like another medication tweak. I think it might be time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I have a hard time being like, I feel it's been a rough week because I know that like the fact that it's been a rough week for me is like it's small compared to how rough it's been for numerous other people, and so I'm kind of mindful of keeping that in perspective. So it's like bad enough where I know that it's probably time for me to like make a couple of adjustments, but I'm grateful for the things that I have and for the stuff that is sustaining me currently, and that is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Also, it's my birthday on Sunday, so horrible time to be having a birthday, but it's happening. Whether I want it or not, I can't pause it. I can't reschedule. And they said no.
You can't circle back and revisit this at a later date.
They wouldn't let me. Just like
Rude.
freeze time.
Rude.
Sucks. Anyway, that's me. I will.
I hope you know. Sorry, I hope you know that we're here for you. And like, even though like there's craziness and the energy outside is very charged, that doesn't mean that your struggles are any less difficult.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm just trying to be mindful of like not centering my specific struggles right now because it's like they're. I think it's just it's important to both feel your feelings and also understand that like it's not the time. Like, so I'm trying to balance both because I know I am the type of person where you actually told me this the other day. I'm the type of person where I'll be like, I'm sad, but I'll say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's like, yeah, I'm sad, but it's funny. I have a really hard time just saying like I'm sad, and like I think that that's it's a good mechanism to have right now because I can be like, don't look at this, look at other stuff, okay? But for me personally, it's probably something I need to work on. But that's another statement for another day. I will popcorn Miss Chantal.
Thank you, Kritim. This week I've just been trying to sort of figure out my own kind of like work schedule in a way that it's sort of like conducive to everything that I feel that is like important right now. And so I've been just kind of like working through all of that stuff. And I've been honestly, this past week has been a week of like conversation. And so it's been a lot of talking on the phone and having those like quote unquote tough conversations, you know? And so that's kind of what I've been focusing on for this week. And just trying to make sure that I am educating myself and making sure that my allyship is a verb and that it's not a performance. And it's not that I've ever felt disingenuous, but I've been like very genuine about everything that I'm like trying to advocate for. But I just want to make sure that I'm very, very conscious of like action steps, action items, sharing that with people. And making sure it's like, hey, I can't tell people to donate if I'm not donating. I can't tell people to have those conversations if I'm not having those conversations. I can't tell people get out and protest if you're able if I'm not doing that myself. And so I've just been trying to make sure that I'm focusing on all of those things. And then also trying to make sure that I'm striking, and this is something that like I'm sure I've already made mistakes on and I will continue to make mistakes on, but I'm committed to the learning of how to use my platform to reach the people that know me or to reach the people that follow me while simultaneously making sure that I'm amplifying Black voices. And so knowing that it's like, okay, people that follow me for me, I know that I can get through to them by showing my face, but then also making sure that I'm directing them to other people that don't look like me. So that's sort of what I've been kind of focusing on for this week. And feelings wise has been, I mean, it's not a great time, you know? And so it's like, it's not like, oh, this week has been like amazing. It's like, of course it hasn't been, you know? And so I'm just trying to focus on those things. That way, hopefully, we can all learn more and do better to make things suck in a shorter amount of time than it's already been going on for frickin' ever. So yeah. That's what I've been kind of like doing with my week. And I know that's more like action oriented than feelings oriented. But that's just kind of like where I've been this week. So yeah.
Shanta, I totally understand that. I mean, it's like the best time to level up was yesterday. And so I think that it's like, you know, obviously your feelings are tied in leveling up because like that's what you're working on doing. And like that makes sense. And like, you know, to the point I said before, also, it's like we will be leveling up forever. And it's
exactly.
like never, it's like Bejeweled. There's yes, when you think you've hit the top level of Bejeweled, you have not. And I speak from experience. So yeah, I think that like this is a feeling that people share.
Yeah. That's really cool. All right. Should we move on to young Fred?
Sure.
All right. Feelings corner. How you been feeling this week, Freddie?
Feelings corner. Okay, so I think generally I've been feeling better because I've been spending less time on my phone and more time outside. And that has actually changed, I think, just my general mental health in a lot of ways. as I'm sure everyone's just been struggling, because we can't forget, like, COVID-19 is still happening. We're still in quarantine, like, amongst all of the uprisings and unrest that there are, all these other issues that are piling on top of that. Like, that's still been something that's been plaguing me personally, just still being confined to my home. So I've taken up, I got a bike. I think last
Hey.
What?
yeah,
Cool.
like last week I got a bike. So I've been biking around, and it's been truly like a game changer for me.
Man.
Because I was going on walks, but that just like wasn't really doing it for me after a while. It was like, okay, this is cool, but then like there was like I'm still feeling like stifled, and so getting on a bike and like really riding around. And also it's just been interesting too, like riding around my neighborhood. I live in Silver Lake. Um it's the interaction with people has, and I hope it continues beyond this time of unrest and protest, but it's been really awesome to see so many signs, proclaiming solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement on homes and on establishments and even on, cars, because we're not out. Like, I just don't, and I haven't been out protesting because of my own reasons. One of them including COVID-19, but also that's another thing I want to discuss, which is just like really finding my role in creating change, because I have done like a lot of protesting in my day. And I think now what I've realized is that like my existence is simply, unfortunately, a protest. Like my existence here on this earth and in these spaces is a protest in itself. So not to feel upset or sad that I don't feel as comfortable protesting, but also to figure out exactly how I can redirect my efforts in this movement, because it is so important and I'm so passionate about it. So I've been leaning into donating and working on a really important project that I can't talk about, but it's centered around bias and really getting viewers to lean into what that looks like, and really just acknowledging that we all have biases, and so it's not like embarrassing necessarily to speak on the ones that you have. It's more so empowering so that you can change and shift the way that you view the world and people in it. So it's really just been more of like, kind of like Chantel, more of like a, okay, this is how I'm feeling. What are the actions I can take that I can still get shit done, but also take care of myself? So
Very cool. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's so cool and such an important discussion, Fred, about specifically like biases. It's like, yeah, we all have them. Now you know about it. Okay, now do something better about it, because it's like I think that's so true. It's like people feeling like embarrassed by their biases, and it's like, yeah, great. We all wish that we didn't have them, but it's there, so now let's do better.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
really like normalizing and humanizing that term, and just saying like biases don't mean racist, right? It just means that you have a bias, that this is a thing that's learned from young childhood, that you just have to unlearn. It's all about unlearning. So yeah.
Mhm. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. All right, should we popcorn over to young Dev?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, Devin, how you feeling this week?
Well, first off, I wanted to like piggyback off of something Fred was saying just real fast. I found this like really beautiful, like it's actually I think a Google Doc that someone was passing around. It's like a mind map of like, okay, so maybe you don't feel safe protesting, or like you just, that's not your thing. You've got kids or something. It shows like how to like use your skills to find what you can do for the movement. So like it could be like maybe you're a weaver, which is like connecting different like communities together, or like maybe you're a storyteller, which is like you use your platform to talk about it. Like it just has all these like beautiful different like ways, and the way it like disseminates information is really nice and gorgeous. So I'll pass that along if you're
Yeah.
interested.
I'd love to see that too.
Because it's like, I mean, not everyone has to protest. The people who can protest, obviously, please do, but like not everyone feels comfortable protesting at this time, which is
We're
totally
in a
fair.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just I was talking to Curly earlier, and he put it in a beautiful way. Shout out to Curly. He was saying, it's kind of like, a band. Every person in the band has a role and they play a different instrument. And that's also how, action can take place in creating change. Like you just pick your lane and pick what you feel like, how you feel you can make the most impact, and lean into that.
Yeah, totally. Totally. How am I feeling this week? I feel I guess I've been walking around being like, I feel nothing this week. But what I really feel is like, I think a little bit, not emotionless, but just like more action driven this week. I don't know if it's a part of my cycle or something, or maybe it's just where I am. And I just kind of feel like I'm doing a lot of community organizing right now, because if you are on my social media, I decided to leave my dance studio, S Factor, and I organized a group of teachers to also kind of make this statement because S Factor made some decisions that did not align with our core values and beliefs. And it's all on my social. I'm not going to get into it here. But I was shocked, and y'all know that I am an emotional person. So I was kind of shocked this week. I kept checking in with myself, being like, because this is an organization and community that I've been in for like 8 years, and it's been pivotal in like my development and like how I feel and like my connection to myself. And it's just a really special community to me. But I think, yeah, I was just kept checking in with myself and being like, am I okay? Like, do I feel anything? And the answer is like, not really. I kind of am in this place where I feel motivated and I'm like, want to like stride joyfully into change because I think a lot of us have been ready for it for so fucking long. And I really don't, I'm just going to bank on this time because usually I'm a really emotional person. So I'm just appreciative of this time to like kind of be action oriented and feel motivated to kind of like close a chapter of my life and move on. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. There's a lot of shedding with 2020. There's been a lot of shedding, and maybe I'm just like have gone a little bit crazy, temporarily crazy with all the loss and the shedding, where I'm like, whatever, like, yeah, take that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm kind of like, you know, as much as this year has been awful, I feel like I'm more and more, and it kind of just goes back to what I was saying, like, around my birthday. I'm just grateful to continue to just be here, and to be able to like digest what's going on, but and also put out everything I want to put out. There's just so much death and destruction right now that like I really am just grateful to still be here, and I think it's something that we all should really keep into consideration. Like we're still here, which is a big deal. It's such a big deal that we're still here.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, not to get super political, but like, look at who's our president. It's a goddamn miracle we're still here. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so true. So cheers to that. Cheers to still being here.
Yeah.
To still being here. Jen, how are you?
Well, I just shoved my water bottle into my tooth, so I've been doing, I'm okay. Obviously like anxious and worried and motivated and all those things, but I'm doing okay. I've been thinking maybe I need to get on not even just a medication tweak, but maybe experiment with like antidepressants or something, which is something I've been considering for a long time. And I've kind of, this week was particularly bad for me in a mental health way, where I was like, hey, maybe it's time to make some choices. So we're figuring that out. Quarantine or just being still obviously in quarantine during like this summer and during like obviously all of the like the protests and all of the good things that are happening, not good things, but powerful things that are happening in the world right now. Like I think being in quarantine has like definitely, it's put a lot of things in perspective, I think. And so I feel like this week was a week where I was like, okay, like quarantine kind of makes you live in some ways like you're sort of living the same day over and over again sometimes. It's kind of like Groundhog Day sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes it easy to sort of like put a pause on like personal problems or health problems or like anything, because you're sort of just like, hey, what's the point? There's no, I don't need to fix this.
My brain.
But actually, that's not
Ball.
right. But and I think that was like kind of where I was operating for like the first month or ish, and like lately I've sort of just been like, all right, like life is still happening despite what we are, despite us being in our homes. And obviously like some people are not in their homes right now, and that's like another big thing. So it's sort of just been like, for me, I was like, all right, like we got to start like being a functioning human so you can do what you need to do in this world and like be productive, do things that like matter. And so yeah, I'm just trying to like I made an appointment with a doctor. So we'll see.
That's step one. So
Yeah, so we'll see.
Clapping.
Lexapro changed my life. Completely changed my life.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I mean, I don't know.
I might get it tattooed as a tramp stamp.
This ass is brought to you by Lexapro.
Yeah.
Or Lexa Ho.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say let's start a girl group called Lexa Hoes.
It's Lexa Ho. Somewhere there's like a white lady being like, Lexa Ho. Putting it on her baby name list. Beautiful name.
Reminds me of summer.
Amazing.
Okay, well, yeah, that was great. Did you want to close that out, or should I move on?
I think
love you guys.
I think we can.
Okay. Yes, love y'all so much. Thank you for sharing. That was fantastic. Love that we're all in agreement with that stuff. However, now is the time to argue. We are leaning in and leading into our next segment, which is called Hot Takes. And if you are unfamiliar with this segment, we just argue. One person has a hot take about a topic, and then the next person argues against that. And then I guess at the end, we decide on who wins the argument. The two individuals partaking in this segment are going to be Jen Rucciarello and Kristen Cherico.
Yeah.
I will leave it up to you, ladies, to introduce the topic on which you will be debating, and then I'm gonna say Jen is gonna start off with her.
Yeah, let's listen to Jen's thoughts on this.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not going into my argument. I'm just saying what we're talking about. Okay. So what my hot take is, one that I actually, well, I'll get into that later. I'll get into the history behind it. My hot take is that a cold Bud Light is one of the best drinks you can have. That's my hot take. A chilled Bud Light.
Oh,
one of the best beverages you can have.
You have it on hand.
And we have props.
We have props.
Got it.
By the way, this is not sponsored. This is not sponsored by Bud Light.
No.
No. I would never allow anything we did to be sponsored by Bud Light.
Oh, yes, you would.
Yeah, you're right, I
would. We love money. Listen, Mr. Bud Light, please.
Ted Bud Light.
Maybe not after this.
Monsieur Bud Light. Okay, so let me just explain the take. Let me grab my notebook. That's where my notes are.
She has a notebook.
She has notes.
I have a notebook. It's got a list of crushes I had in 2015, a phone number, and then this.
Wait, can we talk about the list of crushes you had in 2015?
No.
How many are there? Just give us a number.
How many?
Yeah.
5?
Like 4.5. The half comes back later.
Okay.
The half back.
So
okay.
Wow.
So I was like not super. I was actually introduced to Bud Light by my roommate and friend Abigail because she's a big fan of Bud Lights. And so one day I asked her to explain it to me, and as she explained it and I started living it, I realized that I agree with her. So
living it. Living
this is when I asked Abigail, I was like, can you like just break down like why you think Bud Light is so great? She's like, okay, so Bud Light is basically seltzer. It is a carbonated beverage that has an incredibly mild flavor, but it is much more affordable than your average seltzer or citrus, and it is widely available. Okay, you can get it pretty much anywhere. And it's one of those drinks that when you want something refreshing, you want something that isn't water but is still cool, that is still a little spicy, it's still a little different, but like not really. It's not pushing you too much. You can get a Bud Light. And truthfully, yes, I do find a cold Bud Light to be refreshing. It is like it's sort of like seltzer water. It's smooth. It's cost effective. You can always get it. And it's like if you have a Bud Light, just one Bud Light, it's like you're really not going to get that buzzed, but it's like it can push you there. Like you can comfortably keep drinking Bud Lights because you don't really get sick of the taste because it's not an overpowering flavor. And if you want to really know, truthfully too, what is great about Bud Lights is really just like I think just like the classic, like a bit natural like status it has in Americana.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, fun fact about Bud Light. So it is one of the only beverages that so this is what Abigail and I do when we're gonna drink Bud Lights. She'll be like, "Hey, it's Buds for Buds," and it's like you're drinking a Bud with your buds. Yes. Yeah. Also Crawford's, a really great bar in K-Town, does $3 fried chicken baskets with a Bud Light.
I love Crawford.
Or I think it's like, and so it's like incredible. Like you go to Crawford's with a couple of friends, you each get you pay like cash, obviously you tip people as well. And you just get like delicious fried chicken and beer. And it's like that's another reason why, because like the bar that'll do that is giving you Bud Lights. So they're the best. I rest my case.
You yield your time.
So Jen has concluded that is Jen's argument for Bud Light being the best.
Can you please take a picture of those notes and send it to the group? I want to make sure. I want to make sure I can repeat it to the boys.
Sure, yeah. Buds for Buds. BUDS.
Buds for Buds.
Buds for Buds. Jen is arguing
buds?
that Bud Light is the best cold beverage that you can really partake in, especially in the summertime, which it is right now. So
Okay.
now we're moving on to Kristen. Kristen, what is your response to this argument?
My argument is that Bud Light is the worst cold beverage.
Honestly,
No,
Jen?
Sip it. Not your time. Bud Light is like if someone squeezed the juice out of warm nickels. Served it to you on ice. Bud Light is
How does your brain?
the laziest carbonated beverage that has ever been done. It's like Bud Light is like it's not even here's the thing. There are many categories of beer, right? Tons and tons. And the lager, which what Bud Light is trying to be, is definitely a category of beverage for which excellence can be, reached. But like no one drinks Bud Light in the world except for Americans with nothing to lose. This isn't a beer that we export in great numbers. This isn't a beer that we're known for. This is not a product that people are clamoring for. It is the safety school of getting drunk and stuff. Not good. It's not. The thing is that there are so many other lagers that are just as relatively inexpensive that are
Johnny Appleseed.
No. There are so many other lagers that are perfectly good that are also relatively inexpensive that you can drink. Miller High Life is a better lager than Bud Light. There's not. What I don't understand is why you wouldn't hold yourself and your life to a higher standard. It's very hot out there. Don't go it alone. Take a better beer. Take a beer with depth of flavor. Take a beer that you wouldn't just use to clean a bathroom if you were really desperate. Take a beer that you actually enhances both the summertime and the food that you're eating. Not just tags along like a little sibling.
Wow.
You get a good
Keep going. Keep going.
Bud Light is lazy, and there's a reason why no one likes it. It's because try harder. There are so many other countries that make better lagers, and like there are so many. It just what I don't understand is that we now have access to so many better beers, and yet people insist on just planting their flag in this pile of crap. And I tell you, have higher standards, live a better life. Even regular Budweiser is better than Bud Light. Okay, I rest.
You yield your time.
Wow. Wow. My face hurts from these presentations.
Okay.
Okay.
So how we are going to settle this is that I guess we will do a vote.
This is so difficult. I feel like I need a little bit of like discussion.
We can
Should we
discuss.
leave?
We can discuss, but Jen and Kristen
I've already
will not
decided.
discuss.
Okay.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna mute my
Yeah,
thing.
mute your things. Okay, so I just want to say Jen brought up great points. Points were made. When I think of beers, not everyone's a beer person, but I feel like Bud Light is a really great intro into the beer world, right?
Mhm.
It's like and it's also a really good beer for drinking games because you can just keep drinking it and still get that little buzz, but you're not like shit faced by the end of it. So I will say I don't know if it's not the best.
I disagree. I feel like if I'm at a game or if I'm at an outdoor event, I'm reaching for like a Mexican beer, like a lighter, like a Tecate or something, you know? I just feel like that is more my vibe.
Oh, I agree. I love a nice Modelo Especial. A Modelo
Right.
Especial is right up my alley, okay, in terms of a light beer. However, I will say Bud Light is a great intro beer into the world. Okay, this is what beers taste like. It's not like an awesome taste, but you just wait, my friend, because way better is to come. You know, it sets the bar low. Chantel and Devin, any other?
I feel like as an intro beer, most dumb American kids, you have Natty Light as their intro beer. I feel like Bud Light is taking only one training wheel off. Like if Natty Light is the bike with training wheels, Bud Light is just with one training wheel off. Like it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's not.
I mean, I'm not really, I'm not a beer connoisseur. I'm not really a beer like drinker. So I feel like I'm going based purely off of the arguments.
Okay.
The arguments versus like my personal experience with it. Since my personal experience with it is not that much. However, I do know that Sandy would agree with Jen. Sandy is my mother. Funny. I believe she's watching. And Sandy, like, honestly, because that's the thing. It's like, does Sandy enjoy other beverages? Of course she does. But I'm like, the amount of times that she's just been like, I just want something kind of like cold, something chilled, and something that's easy. And I feel like that's kind of where Jen's argument is, where it's like, it's just kind of like the easiest cold beverage to have if you don't want water and you want just like a little bit, you know?
Just a little bite, right?
Exactly, just a bite. You just want something to just kind of like nip your tongue just a little bit. Just to get in there and kind of like, but just a little bit, you know?
The silent film of Kristen and Jen has been hysterical to watch.
Because I feel like, I mean, it's hard. It's hard because I don't know. I'm still undecided. I'll say that I'm still undecided.
So
I'm ready to vote.
I mean, I think that the argument that Bud Light is the best cold beverage is a bold statement to make. I don't know if that's something that I agree with because there are way better cold beverages, which may include just like ice cold water,
which is
better,
free. Which is free.
Which is basically what Bud Light is anyway.
The other thing that I will say is that it's so hard to not be with an argument that says that a beverage is if nickels were juiced, because the originality of that argument, I'm like, I have to be on that side. But then I'm also on Jen's side, so I don't know. But Nichols being juiced, come on, that's a K Cherico
good.
original, you know?
It's a pretty accurate representation of what Bud Light stands for and really just how it tickles the taste buds. So now what we'll do is we will vote. I don't even know which side I'm gonna pick.
I don't
Based on
know.
the argument.
I have a fake cigarette that I got from this is America, okay?
Jen, you're looking very 4th of July right now.
Yeah, you really are.
What do you have in your mouth?
I have a
Get a
fake
bandana. Get a bandana.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is
My
America.
IPA has an American flag on it for some reason.
Okay, so all in favor for all of those who agree with Jen's argument that Bud Light is the best cold beverage that you can consume on a hot summer day. Raise your hand. So the response to that is 0 hands.
Numero uno.
But Sandy is raising her hand. I know at home Sandy is raising her hand. Invite Sandy over for a beverage. She will never turn you down.
Does not get a vote.
For all of those who agree with Kristen's argument that it could be considered the worst cold beverage to consume on a hot summer day, raise your hand.
I don't swing
again,
that
I
far.
don't know about worst, right? I don't
swing that. That's
Party
the thing.
system, Chantel.
But I'm gonna say, if I had a choice between a Modelo, ice cold water, Bud Light, and a seltzer, or maybe like an ice cold Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Bud Light would probably be my last choice, so I'm gonna have to go with
You didn't just say not Bud Light. You said Bud Light would be my last choice.
it would be my last choice there. That's
You
mine.
could have thrown in a different beverage to make it second to last.
If I think of a beverage that I absolutely grapefruit juice. I would drink Bud Light before grapefruit
Oh, I love grapefruit juice.
That was an argument, actually.
Someone must win.
Is that our next hot take?
Grapefruit juice?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Too
I
tart.
have
I love it.
Too tart.
All right.
Okay, so did you guys vote?
Yeah, I said Kristen. Team Kristen.
Okay, Kristen is the winner for hot takes. Jen, you had a fantastic argument. I would say,
Thank
Jen,
you.
you came prepared. You came with notes. You came with stats. Okay, you had price points, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the research, but I'm also here for the witty comparisons, like penny juice. So I will say this is a fantastic segment. Next, we will be moving on to
we have a little secret. Well, not really. A little secret, little birthday surprise for
What?
the young
Yes.
Kristen. And I have to send a text message right now. And then it's time.
Should I open the door?
Yeah. Is there a knock?
No.
Yay! It's our girl, Kristen.
No, I open the door. I open the door. Oh, thank you guys.
Yay!
If it's your birthday, make some noise. If it's your birthday, make some noise. If it's your birthday, make some noise. If it's your birthday, make some noise.
Great. I wish I could open it right now.
You
Or-
should.
Yeah.
The
Really?
sound of a
Okay.
popping champagne bottle is satisfying.
I
And
know.
you're really good at opening champagne.
I'm the person who always opens the champagne. Cause it's fun. I'm actually oh wait, remember when we sabered champagne bottles in New Orleans?
Yes.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Memory's not very long, but it is. Oh boy, where did this come from? All right,
The
let's see.
champagne fairy.
I know, it was like we didn't even see the hands that gave it to you. It was just champagne just coming through the
Calm
side.
down. All right, here we go. Let's hope I don't break my webcam.
Okay.
Woo! Oh, hope it's not overflowing. No, it's not. Okay, good. All right. Yes, I'm just pouring it on camera. How do I look?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Kristen.
Happy birthday for Kristen!
Cheers.
Thank you.
Here.
I'm not really sure what this segment is supposed to entail specifically, but Jen, did you have any thoughts you wanted to share?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just Kristen. We just wanted to like send you a little something. There's another surprise, but it's not getting there till tomorrow. So,
what is
By
it?
design, by design.
actually, that was
design.
actually a purposeful choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
My birthday's actually tomorrow.
yeah,
No,
it's
my birthday's on Sunday.
Oh, I thought it was tomorrow.
No, it's on Sunday.
Look at me.
Chris
laughing.
Evans'
yeah, but
birthday is tomorrow.
Got it wrong.
the 14th.
I'm
She's
so
like,
sorry.
my birthday's next week.
Wait, what?
My
That's
birthday's
what
Sunday.
it's
This is
from.
today's the 12th. It's on Sunday.
No. Shit.
Today's
Okay.
the 12th, yeah.
But you can't get things delivered on Sunday anyway.
Yeah.
So you're fine.
Hell yeah. Okay.
It was planned.
But anyway, but yeah, so this was just like we wanted
Frederica, absolutely not.
You can't.
and just to let you know that like, like we love you, we appreciate you. Wish we could celebrate this with you. You're just so funny and so smart and so cool and so capable. And that is why we are just wanted to say nice things about you. That is why we bought you a car.
Imagine.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Wow. A Honda Accord.
It's just a Bud Light truck.
We found a truck in the back of the truck.
We're like, look outside.
We found it in an animal
I see
can.
dogs pooping.
Up in the rafters of the garage.
Yeah, Kristen, you are like, I was trying to come up with a word that I could like describe you as, which would be really impossible. But I feel like I would describe you as just like a resilient motherfucker. That's literally all I can say. I mean, I just think you are so adaptable. You are so capable, as Jen said. You can just like roll with whatever's happening with poise and with just intelligence and your head on your shoulders. You just are able to think things through like from front to back before anyone else can even get to that thought. It's just really I value you so much as a friend, and I value you so much as a colleague and as a creator. And so I just want to say, like, I'm looking forward to this next year of your life. And I think that you already have, taken some risks and leaps that I'm like stoked about. So I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thanks, Fred.
Love you so much.
Thank you, my love. So sweet. Okay, cool.
Hopefully you weren't offended by my Samuel L. Jackson motherfucker usage, but I just needed to.
Why would I be offended by that?
I don't know.
I don't think it makes sense. That's not within my character description, Freddie.
Kristen,
Yes.
crit them.
Yes.
Say it.
Sorry.
You are truly one of like the wittiest people I know. I feel like everything that comes out of your pretty mouth makes me laugh. And that is true. And you know that it's true. Like I literally everything you say, I'm like, how do you think of this? And it's like your brain just works in ways that I completely like can't even comprehend just how quick you are, how witty you are. And then also the other side to you that is like so compassionate, and you stand up for people. You are always there to stand up for what's right. You're always there to call people out on their bullshit. And you really just have like such a good little golden heart, And so and you're also just like amazing at what you do, You're just like she's got it all. Some people can have it all, and that's crit them. But yeah, and so I respect you so much I love you. I love your brain. And I love that you just are always using your voice to say exactly what you want to say and to stand up for people and to educate people and to provide a quick laugh. It's all important. It's all necessary. It's like we need all those things in life. So I'm so excited for you and what you are going to accomplish within this next year. And I can't wait to see it all.
Thanks, buddy. Yes, I'll cry. Fine, I'll pour myself some more champagne so I can
drink up, birthday girl.
More champers.
Gotta change my fluids.
But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gross.
Kristen, you know that I would draw blood for you. Like,
the giggle she just did.
it would happen. So, I hope that, that, in your heart of hearts.
In my first heart, too, not even my backup heart.
Yeah, I would. And my hope for you and wish for you this year is that with the same amount that that I would draw blood for you, that how fucking much of an icon you are and how smart you are and how you deserve to have your own animated show, you deserve to have your own show. You are your own, I hate this, but you are your own brand. And you know what I mean? I don't want to diminish who you are, but you are so many people's icon and inspiration, and myself included. And so I hope that this year you further accept that is a fact and that is the truth. And because once we all get out of our houses, it's fucking game over. You know what I mean? It's game over. So I hope you just know that.
That's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are so nice. I can't wait. So I guess I'll see when I get tomorrow. We're going to talk about it on the next show, what I got. Supposed to be Kel Surprise. So I guess.
What are you most looking forward to for this next year?
Honestly, I think what I'm most looking forward to is changing what it is that I do primarily, is trying new things. I think trying new things is what I'm most interested in. I think that burnout happens when you do the same thing over and over again. And I think that the way to combat burnout is to just keep trying stuff. And I think that right now, I'm drinking a lot of champagne, so I'm just burping a lot. I'm sorry. So I think
love it.
Obviously, I'm a little freaked out right now. I think we're all a little bit our plans, where'd they go? But I think that this is kind of where new plans come from and where new skills come from. And I feel my opinion is whenever something unexpected or bad happens to me, usually the next thing that happens to me after that is really good. And so I think that it's just kind of white knuckling it to the better part is how I feel.
Yeah, well, we're so happy that you're seeing another year and that we're here with you through all of that. And cheers to Kristen. I don't have any more alcohol in my cup, but
what were you drinking, Fred? What were you drinking over there?
Rosé.
Oh. I wish I could pour you a glass.
I chose to not look at it.
I know. I always wait until Chantel's looking at me.
I was like, James. I took up the role of James. Just
you swerved on it.
I see. Birdface comes in. I'm like. The patented James move. Yeah.
Yes.
Just coming to pet him, then he's like
nope, I object. I object.
So accurate. I'm done.
Subscribe.
Yeah, so I to the bird face, I say, here's me doing my James impression.
Y'all are really sweet, and I really appreciate this a lot. It's like, I mean, I feel like Jen said earlier, it's like right now it kind of feels like every day is like it's kind of the same, like not really, but like a little bit. And so it's nice to be like, it's nice to have a little respite from every day not feeling the same all the time.
Yeah.
Still got to celebrate your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here. I like, contrary, I think Freddie said that too. Like, we're still here, and that's something to be grateful for, because like many people aren't, and like it's important to like value the fact that like we have so many blessings. It's something I try to think about a lot, like all the time, that like our blessings are numerous, and we should value them. Like, honestly, I this whole experience for me has been a really good reset, because I think that like now the idea of like being able to watch a movie with friends is like, I would get to watch a movie with friends. And it's like, there's so many things that like I just would not have valued as much before, and now I'm like, a meal with friends. And it's really, I think it's been a good reset for that. So that's my feelings on that.
Yeah. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
I'm being surprised with something tomorrow. I don't know what it is, from you and also from Brian. And then I think on Sunday we're making steaks. And then I think, yeah, that's kind of, I don't know what my thing is tomorrow. But we'll see. I mean, this is actually, most of the time I plan my birthdays within an inch of their life. So this is like the first year in a while where I've been like, leaving it up to God. Hope it goes well. And by God, I mean Brian. So it's a experiment in allowing others to have control.
Yeah. This is the perfect time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I feel like birthday in quarantine was obviously not ideal, but really low pressure,
Very low pressure.
Yeah.
It's definitely the first year where I'm just like, a meal?
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah, we're gonna eat? Yeah. So, I the expectations it's much lower. It's like in Survivor. No one watches Survivor, but in Survivor, sometimes
I watch Survivor.
Montel fucking watches Survivor. That's a big. I know that.
I love Survivor.
Sometimes in Survivor, they'll have like the reward will be like, you can go and have a beer in a bar, and like these like filthy people are just like, oh my god, a beer in a bar. I'm gonna do all the American Gladiator stunts. Like that, but
yep.
Slowly lower stakes.
Yeah.
Stakes. Anyway, cool.
We love you, Kristen.
You should know, Kristen, that everyone in the chat right now is like, Brian, your birthday better be good.
Oh wait, really? That's so funny.
Brian's like, it'll be fun, I promise. That's amazing.
That's fun.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
All right. We love you guys. And we love you, Kristen. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Is it time to wrap this little pony up?
I think it is.
Put her back in the barn. We'll ride you next week. Okay. Oh, it's me. I'm doing that.
Yes. That's why we're just like.
Like, why aren't we doing the outro?
It's you, bitch.
Oh my god, that's why we're running long. Okay. Anyway, all right. Anyway, I'm doing the outro, and I forgot till literally just a second. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, ladies, for my champagne and for my surprise tomorrow, which we'll tell you about next week.
Yes.
I hope you all have a good week. As always, we love you all, and let's go have a weekend, okay?
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.